Alright everybody, I'm Nat, and today we have a metal snow cone. That's right, I have a metal snow cone in my hand, and it is glorious. But anyway, the other thing we have is what I believe strongly to be the best item sorter you can create. And here are the items we're going to sort. Here are the slots we're going to sort them into. And I'm just going to start it off right now. And while it's sorting, because it does take a little while, I will take a few moments to explain some of the benefits of this system. So here is how most item sorters work. You have a chain of hoppers up here. You have hopper down here, chest, hopper, chest, etc. Basically, in this chest, you put a bunch of filler items. Not filler items. Items, I'm not entirely sure what they're generally called. But basically, let's say you have your input chest up here. Let's say you don't have your input chest up there. Let's say, it should be in this, shouldn't it? Yeah. Let's say you have your input chest right about there, and that's where you put all your items that you want to sort. So anyway, you put all your things in here that you want to sort, and then it goes and it flows through this hopper chain. Now, as soon as it goes into this hopper will try to suck the item out of it. Let's say you put a piece of redstone in here, and this, as soon as it passes into this one sucks it out, it goes into here. So, you know, you can't really sort items that way. What you have to do is you have to fill this with redstone. Let's say you want to sort redstone out here. You have to fill this up, and you have to do some comparator logic over here to test, okay, I want only a certain number of items, and as soon as there's another one goes in there, which means, you know, it has to be the same item, the one you want to sort out, then let the hopper go again. Basically, you can look this up, and they do a much better job of explaining it than I do. But basically, whenever you want to sort something, you have to use a heck of a lot, or not always a heck of a lot, but you have to use a good amount of items that you will never use as long as you have this system. They'll just be sitting there, and that's all you can use them for. And there are various ways of getting around that and only using one, but still, it's at very best you'll still have one here. In here, you only have one. You have one for every stack you want to say. And say you're sorting diamonds. What if you don't have the diamonds to spare, right? You can just put the one in here, and you'll just have the one slot for diamonds. And it's very, very simple that way. So the other thing that's bad about this system is you have to use a comparator for every single item you want to sort, and you have to use all of these hoppers. That's some pretty serious resources that are going into it, because, you know, each hopper is 7 iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 63 iron just to sort 3 items. And again, I'm sure there are better ways of doing it, but it's still a heck of a lot of resources. So basically, what this one does is this is loosely based off of the item sorter that Seth Bling built on the Minecraft server. Basically, what he did is he filled chests like this with the items he wanted to sort, and then he had a clock that took items from the input chest and just put them one by one into a system which constantly flickered on and off. Does it go into this one? No, it doesn't. So next time it changes, it'll check for the next one. Basically, he just had a long string of hoppers and droppers set up where it would constantly flicker back and forth so that it could check whether so it could have time to check whether the item could go into the chest or not before it got sucked out by the hopper under it. So here you'll see we have three double chests. That's basically all you can use. One of the drawbacks of this system is that it's not very easily scalable. And we have basically as many items as you want to sort. So we have 3 hoppers is all. Only 3 hoppers and only 2 comparators. There's the second one. Here's what it does. Seth Bling's item sorter, which is, I believe, the first one to solve this problem, where we have to use the filler items and all of that. Seth Bling's item sorter constantly pulsing back and forth, one by one by one. Not only is that a little bit slow, because, you know, it's only doing one item at a time, it also creates lag, because you have this enormous timer that's constantly pulsing as long as you're sorting items. So I decided, wait a second, there's got to be a better way to do this, and that's why I built this thing. But this thing, as we know, has the enormous drawback. If you want to, I showed a video on this one a while ago. This has the enormous drawback of you can't actually sort more than 4 stacks of items that can't go into this, or else the system has the potential to break. But here, no such problem. There is one problem, which I'll get to in a minute, and that's that this is that problem. But I'll further explain that. Basically, instead of constantly pulsing back and forth and sorting one item at a time, this sorts 46 items at a time. So we have here a comparator which is testing how many items are in this first hopper, right? So as soon as there are no items, this will briefly blink on and trigger this redstone over here. And I'll explain all this redstone more in depth in a minute, because it is a little bit hard to explain. But basically, you'll see as soon as there are 45 or 46 items in this hopper, this will turn on, triggering it back. There, it just went. So basically, instead of doing the one, sorting each item separately, it sorts them in bunches of 46. And so that gets rid of the lag, and it also makes it a little bit faster. So we'll see. You can see it's counting down, and as soon as there are 46 items, in that hopper, it'll stop, as we'll see in a minute. It should stop soon anyway. I'm not sure how many. It'll do more than one item at once. There you go. So then it switches. You know, it does 46 and it switches back and forth. So basically, we'll see that all of our items that we put into this top chest have been sorted into here, sorted into here, and sorted into here in their respective slots. However, what about these extraneous items at the bottom in what we would call the junk slots? Well, you want to have these down here just to collect any items you put in the item sorter that shouldn't be there, and therefore can't get sorted and would just end up stuck in a hopper. So what you do is you have these empty slots at the bottom to collect them. Here's the thing. Due to unfixable timing issues with this system, this system will sometimes skip this chest rather, and down here it will have a few of the items that should have gone into this. That is the main drawback of this system. One of the only drawbacks of this system, and you see that we have completely finished sorting the items. But this can be easily fixed because all of the items that will appear down here belong in the middle chest. So you can just go through shift clicking, and there your problem is solved. So I will be right back to go over the redstone because it is a little bit complicated. Alright, so to the non-redstoner, this might look like the inner workings of some sort of complicated beast, but at its core concepts, it's kind of simple. Basically, as soon as you put items into this chest, this comparator will turn on, allowing, turning this torch off. As soon as that happens, the signal that's coming over here turns off, right? Allowing this torch right here to come on. Right now, both of them are off because there are neither any items in this hopper, which is being tested for. As soon as there are no items in this hopper, this torch will come on, as you can see. Basically, since there are both no items in this top one, that comparator is off. And there are also no items in this this hopper, that comparator is off. This RS NOR latch that we have here, because that's what this is turned off completely. Both torches are locked. So, what happens is, first thing that happens is it starts sorting, right? Because by default, none of these hoppers are blocked. So this torch turns off, and the items immediately start going into the hoppers. Basically, that allows, as you can see, let's just get ourselves some items here. I believe, what's something I had here? I know I had grass in there. Basically, as you can see, the first thing that happens is this torch actually is... hold on a second. The first thing that happens is this torch is allowed to turn on, right? The RS NOR latch is going here because this torch turns off, unpowering this. Now, it just changed because we got 46 in there, and I'll get to that in a minute. But basically, the first thing that happens is this torch turns on. And every time this torch is on, this middle hopper is going to be blocked, and this top and bottom hopper are not. So, basically, it starts receiving items, but it blocks the middle hopper so that they can't just go straight to the bottom. Then, the next torch turns on as soon as this gets 46 items. Basically, when this gets 46, or I think it's something like 45 items, this comparator will be powering all 3 pieces of redstone here, turning this torch off, allowing this one to come on. That's the way an RS NOR latch works. It's two torches powering each other. So, these two are, the top and bottom hopper are now blocked, and this one is unblocked. It now has the ability to suck items from this top hopper, and if they can fit in this chest, in this middle chest, which it is pointing towards, it will put them there. Any items that should be in this chest will go there automatically without even filling up the top hopper. That's just kind of the way it works. But yes, that's what happens. Basically, as soon as this no longer has any items in it, i.e. this middle hopper has sucked all of the items out of this top hopper, this torch will turn back on, as it is now, and power this again, allowing this to turn on, switching back. And basically, it's this constant cycle of back and forth. Every 45 or 46 items that flow through the system that will allow this to sort the items as it needs to sort them. Now, the reason we have to switch back and forth and alternately power one hopper and then the other is because if you have just like a few chests here, right? 1, 2, 3, right? If you do this, and you put an item in this top hopper, it can't go into this chest because there's a hopper below it trying to suck the items out. So it will automatically go straight down to the bottom, being sucked up by all the hoppers, and everything will try to go into this chest. And if it can't, it'll get backed up in this hopper, and we definitely don't want that. So basically, this whole deal with the 46, and then the 46, and then the 46, is my way of correcting for that in this system. So you can see it works nearly flawlessly, We do have the few extraneous items at the bottom here in the junk slots, but that, as I said, you can just shift-click them into here. The other bad thing is, because there are a few bad things about this system, there's the extraneous items. This is, as you can see, much more complicated than my previous system over here. Although, you know, once you understand it, it's fairly simple. And it's not very easily scalable. I mean, you could do it, but I would say best idea, if you want to use this system, just have a couple of them next to each other. Mined materials, right, going in this one, and you have plenty of room in 3 double chests that you can fill with whatever you like, to sort everything that could possibly go in the mined materials category. You would only need, like, a few of these, if you don't have some enormous wealth. So this is sort of the poor man's, if you will. It's like the poor man's Enderman farm, only it's not an Enderman farm, it's an item sorter. It's the poor man's item sorter that you can make without having to spend too much iron or too much quartz, that you can make fairly simply once you understand the concepts, and that basically doesn't cause lag, etc. I think, as I've already said, this is the best item sorter you can make, and I will definitely be making this on CZ and Vanilla. So, that is that. There's the item sorter. I hope I explained it well, although I know I didn't. So, if you could just tell me how I did. Give me all of your suggestions in the comments below. They're right there. Go to them and write stuff. Yeah, that's about it. Tell me what you would like to see on this channel. I've been doing a lot more Redstone lately. Do you like that? Do you not like that? Yeah. Basically, this is the world's greatest item sorter, as I would like to call it, although, you know, that name is a challenge, okay? I'm calling this the best item sorter. That is a challenge to anyone who can make a better item sorter than this. And please, by all means, go ahead and make a better item sorter than this, because I know it can be done. And you know, the better the item sorter, the better, is basically the take-home message from this. That's about it. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you like this video, do be sure and leave a like. If you didn't like it, you can leave a dislike, but if you do, please leave a comment saying why. All those things. Bestow YouTube benevolence, like liking and subscribing and commenting, especially the commenting. Beware the creeper, respect the cows, realize that I may have just one-up Seth Bling with this system, and I will see you all later. Take care.